Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings everyone. So today we are going to present study on current development of plantation crops in Malaysia. Before that, I would like to introduce our members, which is Jonathan Apin, Izzat Izzuddin bin Johani, Muhammad Azmi Al-Mahdi bin Hasim, Datu Muhammad Rashidi bin Datul Rashid, which is me, and Muhammad Remy bin Muhammad Ali. So without further ado, I will pass this presentation to our first presenter.
First of all, plantation crops is defined as the cultivation of certain plant in a large-scale estate by which to produce food and many other desired products for the consumption of human population in the world. These commercial crops may include oil palm, rubber cocoa, tea, and coffee. Malaysia has implemented new method that is implemented for the development of their major crops such as paddy, cocoa, pepper, and pineapple.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Apin and I'm the first presenter to present the current development of paddy. So, scientifically, Oryza sativa is a species of grass that has cereal grain contain a nutrition for human consumption, which normally known as a rice paddy. It is a commercial crop that has been consumed by more than 2,500 million people in the world, especially in Eastern and Southern Asia, which is the world's largest consumer and producer of rice. In Malaysia, the rice paddy has become the second important crop to the industry because it is the country's primary food crops. However, bringing the paddy industry to the level of success may be quite challenging to the farmers because they will face various of problems in the field of paddy, such as pest and disease outbreaks, irrigation system, lack of skilled farmers, technology acceptance and practice, age of active farmers, and etc. Therefore, Malaysian agriculture have implemented a sustainability methods in order to promote paddy and rice sector development into a new level by which it minimizing the risk of the people and the environment. They are focusing its self-sufficiency level on rice and paddy production that which can be exported to the market and generate stable income to the country. One of the agencies that has successfully contributed to the nation paddy production is known as Muda Agricultural Development Authority. They are improving the yield of paddy farming and solve various of problems in the paddy farming activities. For example, introducing agricultural innovations, study and discovering quality paddy seeds, and good farm management practices. Therefore, the paddy production stated by MADA has currently reaches an average of 5 to 7 tons per hectare. Besides that, participation of private sector in breeding segment also have been conducted, where they are introducing new varieties of paddy. This paddy variety will be resistant to disease attack, deliver higher yielding, and stress tolerance. And lastly, the support by the government also have been contributes to the industry of paddy, where infrastructures and irrigation system and dams are built and the sustainability of farmers are implemented through the price control of the input, which is the subsidies and tariff. Therefore, in an effort of improving the paddy industry, it has stated that Malaysia is still a net importer of rice with the self-sufficiency level of 70%, which considered they are not to be seen as a failure in the industry.
Theobroma cocoa, often known the cocoa trees, is a tiny evergreen tree endemic to Mesoamerica deep tropical region, growing to a height of 4 until 8 meters. Its seeds, called cocoa bean, are used to make chocolate liqueur, cocoa solid, cocoa butter, and chocolate. Value of the export of commodity group 1,806 of chocolate and other cocoa-based food preparation. Having made a RM 1.55 billion contribution to the country gross domestic product, up 4.6% from RM 1.38 billion in the previous year. In the case of chocolate, Malaysia has 51 factories that make chocolate and chocolate sweet, whose goods are sold in 128 different countries and bring in 1.03 billion in revenue. However, planting cocoa have some problems that need faced. From 2005 until 2010, 33,368 hectares until 19,417 hectares. There were fluctuations with a minor drop in cocoa planted area, with roughly 2,000 hectares rose annually. Throughout this time, the government made significant attempts to assist planting of cocoa, especially in rural and remote portions of the country, recognizing that cocoa was a smallholder produce that will help the environment, life and income of growers while also lowering poverty. Government hope that assistance will reduce the burden of cocoa farm holders, which were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Cocoa pest and disease is when there is too much shadow, which is black pot rot related to the Phytophthora genus occurs. The state of health of cocoa trees has long been a serious issue for growers. Pathogenic microorganisms. Therefore, the cocoa cluster development will be implemented by using the farm to the table or the bean to bar chocolate model. With the model, it can also on the produce development for the downstream industry. Through this development, cocoa farm holder and the local community are able to increase their income through the production of cocoa beans. Cocoa farm holder will be given subsidy for new crops, which have potential to be commercialized. Besides, will be provided to smallholder who want to expand their plantation land bank. Annually, 2,000 newest area hectare will be planted with cocoa under the national community policy with a target area of roughly by 2020 there will be 40,000 hectares of cocoa grown and over 60,000 tons of dry cocoa bean produced annually.
Next, I'm gonna present the current development of pepper. Black pepper or Piper nigrum, often known as pepper, is a perennial climbing vine in the Peppereaceae family that produces a highly aromatic spice. Black pepper is a spice that originated on India's Malabar coast and is one of the oldest spices known. Pepper is widely used as a spice, pharmaceutical and cosmetics across the world, but it is also employed as a carminative to alleviate flatulence and a stimulant of stomach secretions in medicine. In Malaysia, pepper was introduced between the 10th and 11th centuries when the South Indian kings began to expand their kingdom. Chinese settlers brought the crop to East Malaysia in 1840, and it was aggressively cultivated until it was devastated by a huge flood of the coast and the onset of food rot. In 2017, Malaysia was the world's 7th largest producer of black pepper, with 23,500 metric tons produced. This is due to a successful global market which offers pepper producers with a more competitive pricing and more revenue. However, the pepper industry, particularly in Sarawak, is frequently confronted with difficult issues like rising soil degradation and decreased crop growth. Other than that, pepper also involved in problems such as low yield and insecure income, an aging population and a lack of enthusiasm among the younger generation, rising farm costs and limited extension services, limited subsidy and assistance, etc. As a result, the Malaysian Paper Board (MPB) has decided to take a more strategic approach to the current development of paper by undertaking a more intentional effort to generate a variety of paper cultivars that are disease resistant while still having the ability to exhibit other traits such as semonggok emas and semonggok aman. They are also creating a biochemical fertilizer and have received feedbacks about the biochemical fertilizer's potential and favorable impacts on peppers, despite the fact that there have been no major results on the biochemical fertilizer's usefulness in preventing illnesses from attacking peppers. Malaysia should take a different path by focusing its endeavors on increasing the amount of premium peppers for export, as Sarawak's pepper is far less expensive than non-chemical pepper in the exclusive retail sector. As a result, Malaysia should keep increasing pepper production until 2020, where production will have increased to 35,500 tons, whereas increasing yield from 2.5 kilograms to 3 kilograms per vine is also plus. In this regard, good agricultural practices (GAPS) should be used effectively by encouraging sustainable production, since this might result in increased productivity and yield. Nevertheless, due to soil nutrient deficits, the pepper sector is currently experiencing low yields. As a result, a comprehensive soil feasibility research must be to deal with the issue and propose appropriate countermeasures and remedies. That's all from me. To the next person.
So now we're going to talk about the current development of pineapple in Malaysia. Pineapple is local to Uruguay, Brazil, and Paraguay of South America, a tropical endurance spice with various natural products. It is the lone normal fruit plant in Bromeliaceae. It is developed economically in the jungles and portions of the subtropics of the world, with Hawaii delivering 33% of the world yield. Pineapple from A. Comosus var. Ananasoides was tamed by the Tupi-Guarani Indians and went with them in their toward the north relocation to the Antilles, Northern Andes, and Focal America before the appearance of the Spanish. Dissimilar to other palatable plants from the New World, the pineapple found by Europeans in 1493 was immediately acknowledged by the Europeans. The fare of canned pineapples from 1990 to 1997 declined from 2.5 to 1.6 million. Standard cases in the significant fair markets for canned pineapples are the USA, Japan, and the Middle East. The pineapple business in Malaysia is special on the ground that almost 90% of the yield is planted on peat soil, which is considered minor for most other horticultural harvests.
Lastly, to close our presentation in a nutshell of this report, by and large, the current improvement of the harvest above in Malaysia are getting upgrades since agribusiness is gotten one of the principal significant area in the states. The agriculture industry in Malaysia has encountered several problems, causing the Malaysian economy to experience a thrill ride. Since the COVID-19 pandemic hit into the states, the economic sector, including agriculture sector, has been shut down as it remains uncertain in economic growth. The government has implemented a number of initiatives to maintain agriculture growth while limiting the effect of the Movement Control Order (MCO). This outstanding policy encouraged the industry to develop sustainable and contribute to Malaysia's development. That's all from us. Thank you.